There are people who think कि Bollywood उन्हीं की जागीर है, and how dare this outsider come and make an entrance. There is a lot of similarity between Hiss and Robo. Since I am playing a snake, an animal, I shed a lot of skin. Look hot, look passionate. You are the Nagin. Oh my God. In Hiss, it's crossed all boundaries, all limits. And my victims pray for mercy. Hi, this is Mallika Sherawat, and you're watching BollywoodHungama.com.
We have with us one and only one, Mallika Sherawat in the house. Pleasure having you in Bollywood Hungama first of all.
Thanks for having me here. Thank you.
We've just done a meet and greet with Mallika, and I must say that the kind of answers that she has given, are not politically correct, and that's the best part about it. You had asked Quentin Tarantino to log on to Bollywood Hungama. So what was that all about?
We were all together, and it was not only him alone. There were a lot of people, and they said, if you want to get some Bollywood news, how do we get an authenticated Bollywood news? So that is the time I mentioned that Bollywood Hungama, to me, is really, really authentic. I mean, I myself log on to it when I want Bollywood news.
Mallika's next film, Hiss, is releasing shortly, and the promos have been interesting, and it's an important project for you. So, can we have something more about the film?
The film basically it's about Ichhadhari Nagin, and it's been 24 years since a movie on the shape-shifting snake was made, and it's a very, very popular Indian subject. The plot is the same, it's a thriller. When I'm playing this Ichhadhari Nagin, I turn into a snake, and there is this stream of dead bodies. Irfan Khan is playing a cop, and he's trying to solve the mystery. How are these people dying with so much poison? And the Nag has been captured, the snake has been captured, and I'm out for revenge. And my victims pray for mercy.
I think the VFX are looking pretty good. And so how was that entire experience, and were you kind of, the visualizing happened before you started shooting? I'm sure it must have happened there.
Majority of the effects in Hiss are in live in front of the camera.
Right.
It's not goofy CG effects. I turn into a snake and vice versa in front of the camera. So in front of the camera, you'll actually see the fangs coming out, me shedding the skin, the eyes changing. Robert Kurtzman, who's done Evil Dead, Predator, movies like that. He did all the snake suit and the snake effects, and it was physically very, very tough for me.
Something about the entire shooting experiences. Where all have you shot the film, and what are the entire experience like? The kind of duration you took for the making of the film?
We shot the film in India because essentially it's an Indian story, it's an Indian subject. We shot it in Bombay, and we shot it down south in the jungles of Kerala. All the transformation scenes, all the jungle scenes, जब वो नागिन से लड़की बनती है, those were shot all in Kerala, down south.
Right.
I would personally say there is a lot of similarity between Hiss and Robo. And I'm giving that example because that is a film that's currently released, because Rajnikant went to Hollywood and got the best technicians from there, the best effects for his film from there, but essentially it's an Indian film. And the same thing for Hiss. Okay. I went to Hollywood and got all the special effects, the American special effects, their technology we've used in the movie, but basically it's a Bollywood film, it's an Indian film, it's an Indian folklore story.
You have both the Hindi and the English version for this.
And yes, not only the Hindi and the English. It's releasing in Malayalam, it's releasing in Tamil, Telugu, it's releasing in Malaysia, in Singapore. It's a huge release, and I think for any Hindi movie to have released in so many languages, that was also very new for me.
You were shooting for Hindi and English simultaneously, the dubbing. Is it a sync sound?
It's sync sound, yeah.
Were there kind of any variations in terms of that you have to keep the Hollywood market into account or something of that sort?
No variations at all. It's exactly the same. No variations at all.
In terms of sensibilities, dialogues, or
it's very real. It's very, very real. And there is a lot of sensational stuff in the movie too. I personally think it's going to push a lot of boundaries in Bollywood in India. And it's going to shock a lot of people. It's going to shake a lot of people.
In what manner? Like, can you elaborate on that?
First of all, I think the transformation. As you yourself said, when you watch the promo, that is the thing that hits you the most. In a Bollywood movie, to see a transformation where you actually turn into a snake, and it has scenes where I'm actually swallowing my victims. Right. Scenes like that also. And also in terms of sexiness, in terms of sensuality. Since I'm playing a snake, an animal, I shed a lot of skin.
I've been following you on Twitter, and your fans have been inquiring that is there nudity in the film or not, and you've been saying that you won't be disappointed. Generally, I think you've been saying that to the fans. So what exactly do you mean by that?
That's a tricky question. पर मैं सिर्फ यही कहना चाहूँगी, जब बच्चा पैदा होता है तो कपड़े पहन के तो पैदा होता नहीं ना. जब वो लड़की से सांप बनती है, so I would equate it like that. Yes, there is nudity in his. There is an illusion of nudity also in his.
You know, you have a certain persona, you have a certain fan following, and they expect a certain kind of things in your film.
What
in a sense,
persona?
Like, there has
Please
to be like, say, sure,
tell me in detail.
I will elaborate on that. Most of your films, there have been kissing, and there have been like, you know,
kissing तो हर एक film में है.
Not every film.
आप kissing पे अटके हो. Every film has kissing today.
Not all of them.
Majority.
Yeah. Not majority either. There's a certain amount of oomph factor which is there in Mallika Sherawat films and everything. So that is what people come for as well. So do they see that as well, and in what format are they seeing that?
In his?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. In his, it's crossed all boundaries, all limits.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I've always believed in pushing new and breaking new ground, pushing boundaries. I did that with my debut movie with Khwahish. I did that with Murder, and I've gone a step further with his.
Something about your director, how was the experience of working with her and such?
I would say his has been a very, very collaborative effort.
Right.
You know, it's not only her vision, it has been a vision of the producers, it has been a vision of Jennifer Lynch, it has been a vision of Venus, which have made a lot of other Bollywood films, of the great DOP, Madhu Ambar that we have. It has been a real collaborative effort. So a lot of thought has gone into it, but yes, she has given her own interpretation to it.
We've seen some images of yours, I think behind the scenes images, I think that you've been posting up on Twitter and Facebook, and it must have been a laborious kind of project in terms of, I think you're in water and all sorts of stuff. So physically it must be a draining project for you?
Physically it was really tough for me, especially the part where I have to get intimate with the snake. Right. And I have the director shouting at me, look hot, look passionate, you are the Nagin, you are in love with your snake. And I have this rubbery, slimy, dirty snake with me, and I'm supposed to really be in the throes of passion. That was the toughest part for me, and the physical torture that I went through with my long, shiny snake tail.
Right. There was a snake in before the Commonwealth Games started, and I saw your tweets, and many of your fans have been saying that it was a plan to promote his in a way. So that must have been funny in a way that snakes are everywhere.
I think CWG needed it.
Right.
They needed a good luck charm, so I sent it.
And it's there in Robo as well?
Yes, it's there
in Robo. The anaconda effect?
Yes, it is.
Something about your earlier films, and which has been the most satisfying film of your career so far?
I would say so far, not because it's releasing on the 22nd, it has been his, because where would an actor get an opportunity to play this part, to, you know, which so many other legendary actresses of Indian cinema have played before me. And this whole team of Hollywood that had come for the effects, the whole depth that this character has, because Snake Goddess is also the goddess for fertility. Sure. And a lot of other things in the character that snakes have 180-degree vision, they're cold-blooded creatures, they have infrared vision. So many other things also that we've brought into the character. So basically, I would say playing a snake was the toughest part.
Today, Bhatt Saab has tweeted that Murder 2 is on the way, and you are part of Murder. Definitely one of your most successful films.
Yes.
The music was fantastic.
Yes.
So do we see you in Murder 2 as well? He has been talking very good things about you on Twitter.
Bhatt Saab's my mentor.
Right.
He's my mentor, and I have, and both of us have reverence for each other. And my life would have been poorer without him, and I'm sure he thinks, and he's very proud of my achievements too.
I think one of your famous statements is that you'd like to work with Mr. Bachchan, and you'd like to slow motion में आप उनके साथ में भागना चाहोगे and all. So do we see that happening?
There has been a script that has been offered to me with Mr. Bachchan. Right now, the creative process is going on, the talks are going on, and as and when something develops further, Bollywood Hungama will be the first to know, I promise.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है. You're doing one more project in Hollywood, which is Love Barak.
Love Barak, yes.
So, and I believe you're quite excited about that. So,
yes.
What exactly is that film all about?
Love Barak is exactly the opposite of his. You know, his is this thriller where I'm playing this femme fatale. But Love Barak is a romantic comedy. It's a romance between a Democrat and a Republican. It's a romance between two people from two opposing political parties. It's been directed by Bill Deere, whose last movie, Harry and the Hendersons, got an Oscar. It's an American director. The cast has Loretta Devine, Ruby Dee, Jerry Bednob, and Brian J. White.
How's been your experience just hobnobbing with the Hollywood bigwigs in Los Angeles?
It's been a great learning experience, but as I was telling my fans that after living there for so long, I really realized that you really cannot, you can take me out of India, but you cannot take India out of me, that warmth, that struggle on the sets of Bombay. कहते हैं ना मिट्टी की खुशबू.
Definitely.
That is the essence of Mallika brand.
In Bollywood, we do tend to have these camps, and you have to be son of somebody and daughter of somebody, and you came from Rohtak, and you made a name for yourself.
Right.
Do you feel that the acceptance factor seems to be missing in many cases from people who are not from the industry?
I think it's everywhere. Why do you say only Bollywood? I think politics में तो सबसे ज़्यादा है. That whole dynastic thing is there.
But does it bother you, those kind of things?
No, you can't let these things bother you. It doesn't bother me. Of course, there are people who think कि Bollywood उन्हीं की जागीर है, It's their home turf, and how dare this outsider come and make an entrance? How dare she do it on her own terms? There are people like that, of course, and you face it every day of your life. But then you can't let that pull you down or bog you down. It's a part of life.
You go to Cannes, and Aishwarya Rai Bachchan is there in Cannes as well. Many times you manage to get in a way more attention than even Aishwarya. So it's said that how can Mallika be getting so much of attention and all that kind of jazz which happens. So that fierce personality of yours come forward. In a way, you have to maybe work slightly harder.
I think everyone has to work harder. Why only me? Everyone has. Don't you have to work harder?
Definitely.
And put in your best? Everyone has to.
Definitely.
That's how I look at it.
You said that even in politics, these kind of things happen. But Mallika Sherawat is known for her politically incorrect statements.
Completely, no?
Yeah.
आज भी इतनी politically incorrect statements are made in front of you.
Where does that come from? Because I think that is say brand Mallika. I think that is the hallmark of brand Mallika.
Because I'm not a hypocritical person. यही हमारे देश की problem है. सब लोग अच्छा दिखना चाहते हैं, कोई अच्छा बनना नहीं चाहता. And I don't want to be a part of that lie. It's never been in my personality to be hypocritical, and I can't be. मैं जैसी हूँ, जैसी दिखती हूँ, जैसा बोलती हूँ, वैसा ही करती हूँ.
Fantastic. Yeah. That is Mallika Sherawat talking about her next film, His, and a few of her forthcoming plans, and also why she happens to be politically incorrect, and she enjoys it all the time. Thank you very much for being on Bollywood Hungama.
So
all the best
Take
wishes
care.
for all your
Bye.
forthcoming ventures and everything that you're doing.
Thanks.